Hey everybody, it's the Toy Duo team. Roll the music.
When you have a plastic addiction and your shelves are overflowing, when you don't know what new is coming, but you fear you might miss out, just sit right back, just relax and watch you listen. The Toy Duo team brings you what you need. Bring the toy news you didn't know you needed. Figures, TV news, all the pop culture you can handle. You can have more action figures that will ever fit on your shelf. When you have a plastic addiction and your shelves are overflowing, when you don't know what new is coming, but you fear you might miss out, just sit right back, just relax and watch you listen. The Toy Duo team brings you what you need.
Hey everybody, it's the Toy Duo team. We're live and it's Saturday afternoon, depending on where you're at, possibly in the evening somewhere. And then I'm trying to figure out what Dan is saying, where he's always after me lucky toys.
I was trying. It's like adjacent to St. Patrick's Day. I was trying to think of something.
So I need to be reading that with an accent. I'm always after me lucky toys.
Like the guy from Austin Powers.
All right. What's your hat say, Eric?
It's the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser.
That's nice.
Hat. Yeah.
That's nice. So my brother sent me some stuff as a late belated birthday present, and when I called him, I was like, "Hey, I wasn't expecting some of this stuff," and he's like, "Yeah, I bought it, and I had it around. Nobody was buying it off of me from eBay, so I just threw it in your box."
All right.
I'll show you some of that when we get to pickups or whatever. But let's see. Let's just get started. You guys keeping track of the crowdfunding that's happening all around town?
I think I saw the Transformers reached its second stretch goal.
Yeah. Oh, but before we do that, we'll say hi to David R. is here. Judge Dreads is here. Prophet's here. Northern Nomads calling us suckers again. And there's probably some other people who just aren't chiming in the chat, but that's fine. What?
Rolling.
Yeah. They're silently sitting in the background. All right. So this is the crowdfund update you did not know you needed. So yes, the Transformers HasLab is funded. It's funded to the second tier. This is as of last night. So not only do you get the Death Cobra, you get the electromagnetic nunchuck, which looks like a spear, like a plastic spear. And the only tier left to unlock is
Stand.
And this should go pretty quickly because that stand is just awesome.
I'm sure it will help with stability, to be fair, but yeah, that it seems like if it doesn't make it, someone's going to 3D print that, and all the backers will be buying someone's 3D print.
All right, so you know that ramen 18 van started getting delivered and stuff like that, and so I just wanted to talk about it for a minute because there was a couple of comments that came in talking about. One of the comments was like, "Oh, you guys, every time ramen does something, you guys like pat him on the back and say what a great, fantastic thing. But when Hasbro tries to do it, you jump all over him and call him greedy and blah 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 and this and that."
They are.
So here's my thinking behind it, right? Like so. Like the Engine Avengers was $350, like if we remember that, and then they wanted like 10,000 for it to back or whatever, and then there were all these like 2,000 more and 4,000 more to get these like action figures. So when you look at the money behind it, it was like almost $1 million they wanted to add in an action figure, and I get it and stuff like that. But after talking to Adam last week on his Kickstarter, and he's talking about what it costs to like get a mold and everything to get an action figure, is like they're paying upwards of like maybe $80,000 to get the mold and everything for the action figure. So their Kickstarter's like $120, 120,000 basically, just to start producing those figures. And they're kind of trying to self-fund that. And, you know, he was suggesting that a company like Hasbro gets like a discount on that. So at what point is expecting $1 million to make something that's costing them less than $100,000, you know what I mean, in a new mold or something where they're going to reuse parts? So when I look at this HasLab and I see that spear thing being unlocked at, what is that, 16,000, which is over 11, you know, like 3,000 backers, another 200, 300 per 3,000. So you see where I'm saying, like, they're asking a whole lot of money to produce a plastic piece, which isn't an action figure. So just that mold part's probably much less to produce. So I don't know why the stand can't just be included.
Well,
It seems weird that the stand's the last tier, but at the same time, like, I'm sure for everyone backing, they're glad the stand's the last because the better pieces, right, came first.
Yeah, I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, oh, you're already, I get it. It's a profit margin thing. They're in the business to make money. They have a bigger overhead. They got more people working for them, whatever. It's just something I was thinking about, like, because of this comment about, like, and because of this whole production cost thing that we were talking about last week when we were talking about that space zombies from Mars, is just boggles my mind a little bit how much each tier brings in versus, you know what I mean? Why can't just be included at some point?
Like Prophet says, they got those stockholder mouths to feed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Get that taken care of.
I guess, yeah, when you are in the business to make money for other people, I mean, that's what you got to do.
Well, and even Hasbro's even got the infrastructure. I mean, they have the factories. These other independent ones, I mean, they're doing it from scratch. They're outsourcing, so they're not doing that for free, right? Somebody's charging them. So that tells me even that even, I think, even makes it even worse.
Yeah, it's crazy because when this launched, I suspected that it wouldn't fund right away.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. This didn't
move pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, when you compare the speed that this funded to that Ghostbusters that took time, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, wow. I mean, Transformers really is big.
Yeah, kind of underestimated it, but I'm not a Transformers guy.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I think like out of all of us, it's John, right?
Yeah,
John would know the most,
right? Well, even he said like that
this
nobody in
bit
his
niche.
group knew what this was, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so here's that space zombies from Mars. You guys, neither of you guys were here last week, right?
I was not.
So we talked to Adam about this Kickstarter and basically what he was describing, because I asked him, you know, what would it cost to get, you know, a figure made, because we were talking about how basically all the bodies are basically on the same buck, right? The same basic body.
Yeah.
And that's what he was talking about, like, right, to get the prototype with the silicone mold is probably like 25 grand if, you know, to get it designed, 3D printed, and then have a silicone mold and have a test model made. And then the steel molds to make an action figure are like, could be like $6,000-$7,000 per mold. And it's not like one mold for every single piece. You know what I mean? Like, so it might have 4 or 5 different pieces on there and stuff like that. And you might need a few of those different molds. So he was saying basically to get the figures made, one figure, you're looking at like 80,000. But then you can see they have different spacesuits and different heads and stuff like that, and different accessories. So all those molds have different, you know, metal molds that cost money. So that $118,000, what he was describing last week, was without. So they had talked to like retailers, like Big Bad Toy Store and stuff like that, and they agreed that if it, you know, they were basically, how many would you commit to if we fund? So basically they told them and instead of making their Kickstarter a $250,000 Kickstarter to pay for everything, they did it $118,000 or whatever. And then once they get to that point, then the retailers will kick in the rest, basically. So it's much more to get it launched, but that basically kind of covers it. So as of last night, they were nearly a quarter of the way there. They had 25,000. I didn't look this morning.
So the Kickstarter excludes like wholesale orders.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So fully fan funded. What?
26,560.
Oh, that's pretty good. And they do have one exclusive that's only available through the Kickstarter, and it's a glow in the dark zombie in the same outfit as this red guy up in front. The retro space one. So that's actually kind of cool.
That one had the cool skull head, right, with the articulated jaw.
Yeah.
I did pop in.
That would be the cool one. If you were going to back any of them, that would be the one to back because it's the only place you're going to get it, right? And we were talking about it last week. We were talking about the exclusives, and it seems like he agrees, you know, like with me a little bit, that like if you're going to call it an exclusive, then it should be an exclusive.
A real exclusive.
Yeah. All right. So that's that one. And then you guys saw that Mythic Legions put up their pre-order for their gigantic, depending on who you ask, because I think it's pretty big, but I was told it was only going to be like 12 inches.
Wasn't
the Dragon Action
Wasn't this revealed at SDCC last year? Or?
No, it was Legions Con, I think, or something. They had it up. And it
was sometime last year, right?
Yeah, they revealed it in the big case with like the dimensions and stuff. It's finally up for pre-order. So they have 2 add-ons with the base dragon, if you didn't see it. So basically it's the dragon itself, and they're saying 2,000 units to get it funded. Now it's not showing currently locked, but on here, but when I first looked at it, but for some reason, when I looked at it this morning, it said currently locked. So I don't know if they've gotten to 2,000 units yet. But anyways, it comes at 2,500 units. You get Sir Benegar, which is an upgrade set. So that's kind of cool that like the more people who buy into it, right? Just the base dragon, you're going to get a figure. And then at 3,500 units, they're going to have that Ashen skeleton figure, which is currently locked. And then at 4,000 units, there's an upgrade kit that goes with the skeleton.
Wait, what? 150 for add-ons?
Yeah. So okay. So you get the dragon, right? And then he comes with the wings that are on his back, just like that. That's what you get. Mm-hmm. And then they have these add-ons as more people buy the dragon. Then for $150, you can get the Epic Wings add-on set, which is these kind of in flight or the wide wings, which make him wider, right? It's $150 for the set. Once they sell 1,000 units, they'll start making those wings. And then if they get to 1,250, this is the difference in the head.
Jeez.
So you got the mouth's open and the neck's longer and stuff like that. That's the fire breathing neck. I don't know why I have that slide here, but anyways, I messed it up. Okay. Anyways, he comes with an Ashen zombie upgrade set, and I think I messed up the slide presentation, but so there is a upgrade with the wings. Once they sell 1,200 units, you get like a figure, and then there it is. That's the Ashen zombie that comes with the wings.
So none of those bonuses come just from them upping their numbers. You got to pay extra for all that other stuff.
Yeah,
Looks
so
like
you get this, you get the dragon. It's hold on, let me remove this for a second. $550,
Yeah.
and then each of those upgrade sets is 150. So
Looks
if you
like there are add-ons that you get included
yes,
with
the
the
add-ons
different
that you get
tiers.
with the dragon once it reaches a certain number of units are these two figures.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So those two you do get if they reach a certain number.
Right. If they reach the certain like tiers, you
Gotcha.
get these figures.
Tier base, yeah.
For 550. 550, the dragon and these two figures if they hit these marks. The wings, you get the Ashen Zombie once it reaches a mark plus those wings for 150. And then they have this other one, which is the Fiery Breath add-on, which is the longer neck. And then when it reaches that tier, you get this Burning Knight.
That's cool.
So
it's all cool, but
here's where I think it's an interesting scenario. I think you can order the add-on sets and not order the dragon.
I suppose if you just want the figure,
you can go in there and basically do a pre-order for the Fiery Breath if you think that little soldier thing is cool. And if and you're getting a head and the fire, and then you get like
I guess what do they care? It's money, right? At that point,
right?
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking, like, well, that's a cool way to get like an awesome dragon's head and fire.
Stick it to the wall, I suppose.
Right? Or you can go buy some cheap looking dragon thing, you know, one of those some plastic deal that was like a play school toy or something, and then just put this awesome dragon's head on it, and then or like a Jurassic Park dinosaur or something, and swap out the head and then paint the body or something, and have this really cool head with the flame. And then if it reaches the goal, you're going to have this really cool fiery figure, right? Because I didn't read anything in there that said you have to order the dragon to order the upgrade kits.
Yeah.
You know, like that Ghostbusters HasLab, like if they just let you order the upgrade kit so you can get all the stuff that came with that, that would be like, that would have been crazy, right? Or even that Star Wars
the
cantina where you could just order the upgrade set and not order the cantina. But they made it so you had to order the base and then add that other piece on. These little add-ons are like separate items on their store, and you can just click on the Fiery Breath and add it to your cart and check out.
Well, they're clearly thinking of you, Vern.
Yeah.
You can just head swap with the Hulk or whatever.
You could have one of your Mythic Legions guys just have him sitting in a recliner with it mounted on the wall behind him, like stuff.
Yeah. Or you set up a scene, right? A scene where it's like a desolate wasteland and the dragon's head is on the ground. And he just slayed the dragon, basically.
I'm with Judge Drez, though. That fire should 100% be a tier. That's
yeah.
It doesn't look like the stock mouth opens wide enough for it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like. I mean, like when you look at the two heads, it looks like there is, but that fiery mouth opens up, and it looks like he has this like forked tongue that comes out, so you can have him with a forked tongue.
$550. The head should do everything you want.
Yeah. And hopefully it moves. Hopefully it's got some articulation in there. But anyways, that's up. I didn't see a counter or anything, so there's not going to be like a way to track except for to like see if stuff got unlocked. So that's just going to be up, I guess, up to them to say it's unlocked.
Yeah, I'm here looking. I wanted to see what you were talking about. It does say it like you can add it to the cart, just like you said. And everything underneath the description all says currently locked. So
right, they got to sell 1,000 of them for you to get it.
Yeah.
So 1,000 people got to want the head with that figure, or the head, right, with the fire. And if 1,000 people order this head with the fire, then you should be good to go, even if you don't buy the dragon.
I love it. It's amazing.
I mean, that's a cool way to get in with like an awesome dragon's head and like a cool figure, right? Without having to spend $550. I don't know.
Dave's here. KCC toys showed up as well.
Nice. So I did want to point this out. I thought this was kind of interesting. Under the wings, if you go to the wings section, Dan, and scroll down to this section, it does say Fiery Breath add-on set and Ashen Zombie.
Which one is the link on that? Okay, here it is.
Under the wings section.
Yeah.
And then if you go to the Fiery Breath section, it says Fiery Breath add-on set with Burning Night.
Fully funded, will enter production. 1,000 units sold, and the Ashen's 1,250.
Yeah, so I think they cut and paste the description and then just changed the Burning Man to Ashen Zombie, but forgot to write over Fiery Breath. Yeah, so
whoops.
That's
funny.
Thought that was interesting. But is anybody
No.
No?
No.
Anybody in the chat? Was anybody in the chat like?
Wait, do they have the
like
dimensions? Are we certain on the dimensions? Because I remember when this came out, we had this long discussion on the dimensions, right?
It's 22 inches from foot to top of the wing. It's 31 inches from the snout to the end of the tail.
Not centimeters.
No.
I'm just
Are we really gonna bring that up again? I didn't bring it up at the time. I didn't. I think I have a picture of the dimensions here somewhere. Hold on. The dimension chart.
They had it on their website.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's a
big no for you.
Medium. That's a medium to large Star Wars vehicle I can place somewhere.
Yeah, it does look really cool. Honestly, it's so there it is with the fiery neck. So to get the 54 inches, or the 54 plus 16 inches, which is close to 70 total inches, which is over 5 feet. You would need to buy the upgrade head with the flame. And then to get the full 28-inch height, you would need to spend another 150 to get those wings.
This is crazy.
Oh, is it not showing? Hold on. There. Sorry. I thought that was up on the screen, but I'm just looking at the picture on my computer going, hey.
Does the tail articulate or?
Yeah, I think it does that wraparound, because if you see other pictures, it's kind of curved.
Yeah.
Like
that'll help with displays.
Yeah.
And space limitations.
You only get profit if you can just buy the head and the fire. I'm thinking like even if you did like a diorama piece, right, Dan, where you have like a broken down castle, and then you have the window and the upper, and then you have the head looking in that.
Yeah.
That could be a really cool display.
It would be. I mean, if you're gonna get the figure though, if you're willing to do $550 for the dragon, I'm sure you're willing to do $150 for the wings and the head and the fire.
Oh yeah.
$850 all in.
But that's the thing. If you're not willing to do $550 for the dragon, would you be willing to do $150 for the head and the fire?
But would it really look cool if you had just the fire breathing without the wings like spread out in like flight mode?
I think it would depend on like how you have it set up. Like I was saying, like you have like a castle wall diorama piece, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the window, and the dragon's head is like kind of sticking in the window. So you wouldn't see the body anyways, because it's on the other side of a wall. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you could save space to display it that way too. You know what I mean? Like,
I want it, but no.
Yeah, if someone wants to give it to me, I guess I'll take it. But
yeah, right.
I mean, if you're just gonna hand it to me on a silver platter, I suppose it's pretty cool.
So I think it's really cool.
I really like that Burning Night figure. That's really cool.
I'll be honest, that with the head and the Burning Night, I mean, because some of those Mythic Legions are like $70 figures, right?
Can you imagine, yeah? So if you ended up getting, see, that's the thing. If you end up getting that head only, and then you only wanted the Burning Knight, you could theoretically sell that head later to somebody who maybe passed on it, and maybe just sell it for like 100 or something like that.
Yeah, keep the figure. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. Make half your money back. I'm kind of curious if so here's a thought. I don't know if we'll ever see a Fin Fang Foom, but if we do, I mean that's what I envision is the $500 price point. You know, a huge figure like that.
That would be cool. That's a HasLab for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Crate Dragon for Star Wars, or the Mythosaur. Definitely not Black Series scale. That would be too big. But
they should do a HasLab for a Rancor.
Oh, that would be a
That's
great
good idea.
Can we discuss what the tiers might be like for that?
I'm thinking like if you do a carded Salacious Rum action figure, that would be a top sell.
Remember that time Rancors ate Stormtroopers? Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm just sorry.
And that pivotal Gamorrean guard scene.
Here's the thing is like with stuff coming out now that's like hitting like some higher price points and stuff like that, right? Do you think that if they put that out today, it would have been more success? It could be successful. Yeah, yes. I agree. I think if they were to do it today, people are more like would be more okay with the price point. I don't know, maybe not for Star Wars, right? Because Star Wars is really hitting with people the wrong way.
But I also think they've learned a lot with the various HasLabs, and I think the execution would have been better.
Yeah. I think that what they could do is maybe they could redo the Rancor and maybe potentially like take some of the articulation away or something like that. No tiers, no add-ons. Sell it like they did that Sentinel on a timed release.
I would sell the Rancor exactly as it would have been, just on its own. Don't take anything away. Like at this point, it probably would cost more to remove some of that from, like, I don't know, maybe they didn't actually invest in molds or whatever, but yeah, if they just sold the Rancor as is for $250, $300, I'd buy it. Okay,
yeah, I think I would be in for. I was hoping that Rancor was going to fund, honestly.
Yeah,
a lot of
maybe someday they'll
8,000 people.
Yeah, maybe someday.
All right, the dragon looks cool, but I didn't back the Super 7 one either. So, all right, let's see. This is the TV and movie news you did not know you needed. Is anybody watching anything that they want to talk about?
Yes.
Is there anything new on?
This show is so good. So good.
No, now
don't spoil it. I'm only one episode in.
All right, we'll confine to the first episode then. What makes it so good, Eric, in your opinion?
Well, I think it helps that there. If you watch the Netflix shows, there's already established, like rapport with the characters, and you don't need to start from square one. But it has a lot of that history already baked in, and it's not that it's grounded. It's not that it's I don't know what it is really. I think it's more like I know Kingpin's bad, right? I think we all know Kingpin's bad.
I don't know. Seems like he's turning over a new leaf.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing. I think like the best shows, I think you empathize. You have some empathy for the antagonist or the villain, and I think I have that with Kingpin. I think he's arguably the best MCU villain.
Okay, I got to ask a question then. Is he really the villain? Because Daredevil's a vigilante.
Like Daredevil's not a villain.
All right.
Yeah, but like it. I'm not sure how best to articulate it, but I think part of it's just Kingpin's just so damn good.
Vincent,
Do you think D'Onofrio, though, when he's doing the Kingpin voice, is channeling a little bit of Christian Bale's Batman with the raspy voice?
I don't know.
I'm the Kingpin.
It's deep. Yeah, it's pretty deep. But yeah, I don't know how he does that voice for extended periods of time. But
I don't either. Look, I the first episode I thought went off with a bang. I did like the beginning of it, how it just like kind of.
Those were reshoots, by the way.
What?
Those were reshoots, by the way.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they didn't have Eldon Henson and Devran
in the first episode.
In the series,
I thought that it was a. Okay, well, I didn't know that. Well, they got rid of Foggy right away, didn't they?
Yeah. Well,
what?
It's first.
Well, you
episode,
said you saw the first episode.
I'm just kidding.
But
I suppose we should have warned anybody that hasn't watched the first two.
Whoops.
My understanding was they didn't have them in the series, and with the writer strikes, was it in 2023? They reevaluated things and brought back more of the original cast, and
I think that was important for continuity,
yes.
right? For continuity.
Oh yes.
Yeah. They were important in the comics, important, I think, in the original series, and I think, like, I did like the way, like, you didn't have to wait around for a really good Daredevil fight scene, right? Like, so that was early on. I wasn't disappointed at all, right?
You saw him traversing the rooftops too.
Yeah.
That was something you didn't get. You didn't get enough of, like, Daredevil in the suit in the Netflix series. That's my like main criticism of that. Some of that was like, I think it was still cool to see that early in the first episode of the series, even though some of it, like, it was clearly CG. That maybe could have been a little bit more refined if I'm being nitpicky, but.
I was going to say, if you were looking at the cityscape background, you can see why they didn't do a whole lot of those scenes.
Yeah.
I'm not dogging it. I still like the show. But...
Yeah. Foggy, is he still alive? Because I thought
I think I heard, I saw something somewhere where there was some storyline in the comics where they, like, put him in witness protection or something.
Oh, I thought the story was going to be they swept him off to a secret base where they pumped him with some sort of a chemical, and now he's going to come back as, like, the pincher or something like that. He's going to be like a super anti-villain or something like that.
Or he's not blind, but he's, like, deaf.
Okay, yeah, and then he makes up for it by being able to
scroll.
All right.
Or wait, that was Echo. Echo was
Echo, right?
But no. Joking aside, I think Foggy's dead.
All right.
I don't think he's in witness protection or anything.
So, Dan, did you see the white tiger in the TV screen?
Oh yeah. Early part of the
early. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was not think. Was that episode 1? Because I did cut it off a show.
Right. It was just in the TV screen that you saw.
Yeah, it was fighting. Just a little cameo, and even the white tiger's costume kind of. I don't know if they were just like, maybe when they shot that, they were like, they didn't know where they wanted to go with the costume at that time. It looked like a Halloween costume, kind of.
Right.
Didn't it? It was like all loose and just like a white hoodie and ears on it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that rolls out, because I mean, like, still got some episodes to go, and I think they're off to a pretty good start.
That actor died too.
What?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Who?
Yeah. The guy who plays the white tiger.
During the filming?
No. I think after.
Okay. Well, I know in the comics, there's a female white tiger.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they'll make a play and make a modification to the character or something like that. Because it is an amulet or something like that, right?
Well, I could be wrong, but isn't that how she got it? Was because the original White Tiger died, or am I thinking of somebody?
Yeah, you might. Yeah, I think you might be right. So, anyways, we'll see. I think it's been pretty good so far. Dan, you got to catch up on episode 2. So
I'm gonna get it tonight.
Where's it ranked so far with you guys and other MCU Disney Plus shows?
I was always a fan of all the shows on like Netflix, including the Defenders. I didn't have that bad of a time with the Iron Fist that some folks had with it. I mean, the acting wasn't great. The actor's not.
It could have been better, but it wasn't as bad as people made it out to be.
Right.
It wasn't terrible.
But I always thought that the Daredevil, even on Netflix, was like really good because it had that like dark kind of like right. And I think that they've saved that. So I appreciate it. And I think that based on that first scene with him traversing the rooftops, basically, you will be able to see more of a superhero-ish Daredevil in this when he comes out. So I think it's going to be even better.
Any hopes for the series?
No, I'm just going to watch it. I'm not going to have any expectations. Usually when I do, I'm disappointed. So.
Yeah, I don't have any expectations, but I don't care what other people think. But I would think it would be hilarious if She-Hulk showed up and did a walk of shame.
She's got to. They have to do it.
Now I will tell you this, that I saw earlier in the week or a week ago, they were talking about how Tom Holland could not be in any Disney Plus TV show.
I saw that, yeah.
Because of contracting or something like that. But today I saw a headline, and I didn't read the article. It said, spoiler, just announced Tom Holland Spider-Man's going to show up in the finale.
Oh, I haven't heard that, but
I just saw it. I don't know if that was like a clickbait news article or whatever. So,
what's up with the Punisher tattoo?
I don't know. Who's got the Punisher tattoo right here. No, I'm just kidding.
John Bernthal is so damn good. I can't wait till he shows up. I wonder how big of a presence he'll have in this.
I don't know. We'll see.
You know, I got to rewatch the second season of Punisher. I'll be honest, it's kind of a blur in my head. I don't know if that was like the end of something that was going on. But do you guys remember season 2?
No.
I remember the girl.
There was a lot of shooting.
And yes, and shooting scenes. I don't know. I felt like it didn't have as much storyline as the first season did, but then again,
I think that he was pretty shot up and injured, but still ended up pulling out a win.
Yeah, I don't remember the specifics, but I do remember the guy who is playing Ben Grimm was in the Punisher show.
Okay. We'll have to
Evan Moss. Yeah.
Right? The Micro? Is that his name?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go back. Now and check it out.
Yeah. In the Warzone one, right?
Yeah. All right. So some other shows. Netflix just added that Power Rangers movie. If you're a big Power Rangers fan, I know that over on Dave's Dimension, they were talking about Power Rangers and Kamen Rider yesterday on a live stream. I noticed that was now on Netflix, so I might go watch that. 1975 is when Super Sentai Go Rangers first aired. Says 50 years ago, and that's basically the basis of how the Power Rangers.
That movie was trash.
Sorry. Oh, then don't watch it.
It's not worth your time.
All right. My brother's drinking Darth Vader coffee, toasted marshmallows, and dark chocolate.
Ooh, nice.
All right. And are you guys watching the show Dark Winds? Because the season 3 just popped up on AMC.
No.
Okay. Anyway, it's pretty good. It takes place on an Indian reservation. It's like the local police department. They handle different types of crimes out there and stuff like that. It's pretty good.
What was that in the background of the screenshot there? If you go back, it looked like Dr. Doom.
Oh, it's probably some sort of a spirit walker or something, right? Like, because there's a lot of like kind of like this like Indian lore type built into the stories where they believe in like, you know, the spirits and you know, and it's set back in like I think either the 70s or 80s or something like that. I think the 70s possibly.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good show. I do like it.
Did you guys see was it yesterday or the day before the like trailer for the Powerpuff Girls live action show leaked?
Is that real?
Did you see that?
Okay, so
it got canceled.
Okay, so
it got canceled before it came out. Yeah.
I think they were shorts that were made.
Oh, really?
I think that those live action Powerpuff Girls, I think that they made like a bunch of like little short films, and that clipping was taken from like a short film. That's what I think. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I think.
I thought I figured it was either a fan thing, like a fan fiction video, or just
no. I'm pretty sure I can't remember her name from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was cast in that show. That was
Well, apparently, if you watch that video and you believe it, there's a pilot out there.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be hard to find like a lost pilot, right? Because I
don't know. You can't. It's not going to work live action. There's just
you don't think so? Well, I think they were going to update it more like one of these CW shows.
Well, they explained it. It was like they were the real Powerpuff Girls, and the cartoon was like licensed material after like their exploits and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
So it was like they made fun about like they whitewashed us, right? And
turned us into cartoon character.
Yeah.
All right. I saw it, but I thought that they had made some shorts, like short films or something like that. Anyways, okay. You guys have anything you want to talk about? This is Bragging Camp. This is your chance to show off something that you may or may not have gotten in the last week that you want the world to know about.
I'm sorry.
No, I can show a couple things.
I was hoping I would. I ordered some more of those Animal Warriors of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
And I ordered them like 2 weeks ago, but they used DHL. And so what probably would have taken like 3 days is now taking 12.
You know, that guy Adam who was here last week worked on Animal Warriors.
I was going to say something about that. I was going to ask if anybody else noticed the shelf of those guys behind him.
Yeah. He talked about it a little bit. All right. Oh, sorry, Eric.
No worries.
Go ahead.
So, bit of background. I was just telling Vern before we started. So, I grew up in the 90s, and my Star Wars figures growing up were the Power of the Force 2. I had them. I wasn't particularly fond of the buff versions, but I did have like a lot of or not a lot, but I had a few of the 12-inch figures. I don't have them anymore. I don't know what happened to them over the years. So I started reacquiring some. So I've got like the Yoda, and I've got Chewbacca, my favorite. So sorry for the glare. It's kind of hard. So I picked some of these up. I'll give them to my kids when they're older. So because and it was weird. I got the Chewy one with Nalin Shield, not figuring Dan. So I thought that was fun.
That's cool.
But
how much?
These weren't that expensive on eBay. It depends. Like I think these were like $15 each. In the lot I got. But check this out. Like it's kind of hard to see, but like the blue veins on that. Oh my god!
That's what I was gonna say. Like that's a good price for something that's got it's a little different, and they don't look like they were that badly made. I mean,
yeah,
that's right.
Cool. I like them. All right. So my birthday passed a little while ago, but my brother sent me a box. He was in our chat, Galactic Mule, and he threw these in there. So this is a Droid Factory set from Ahsoka.
Yang.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. And the one that I thought was really cool out of the ones that he sent me was he sent me this little droid set here. I think this was from Halloween, and they're all like glow in the dark.
That's cool.
Which is kind of cool. So, but just to go along with your 12-inch figures, I'll show you mine.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Are those from the same series?
No, these are
90s?
These are like the 70s ones.
Rocking. Those are some loose hips.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to tighten that up so he could stand. So if anybody's got any tips that will help me out. Yeah. So Northern Nomad, not only he called me a sucker, he's called me an old man.
An old sucker?
Sucker and an old man.
That's dreads. He's buying toys online.
Those are Droid Factory.
Yeah, Droid Factory. Yeah. And if you guys are taking action figure photos, make sure you hashtag Toy Duo when you post them on social media. We'll pick them up and we'll show them off right here on the show. And that was from John from Super Awesome Geek Show.
That's really,
what was that? Was that Rex, Gregor, and Wolf from Rebels? I think
so. I think because I was telling him like, oh, you keep saying you're gonna do it, but you never do it. So he took this picture, and I'm trying to think like, what kind of a skull is that in the background?
Looks like a cat.
I think it's in a fish tank too.
I think it's cool.
Looks like a saber-toothed tiger type of situation, or a bear, maybe a bear.
I don't know. Like it's crazy. All right, let's see. All right, and then so I guess we'll get into it. Hold on. These are the toys revealed that you did not know you needed.
Go.
Dun, dun. McFarlane will never miss out, and they'll always have something to show off until December 31st, when they will no longer have the license for DC characters.
Well, I saw in an interview from New York Toy Fair that Todd was trying to negotiate with DC and Mattel to retain some sort of arrangement where they can still do some lines. I don't know if that's like DC Direct and not the multiverse or certain scales, or I don't know. So time will tell on that.
I mean, if he's able to get that from Mattel, I imagine that he's probably interested in being able to continue these figures and possibly the superpowers.
Yeah.
But I can't see Mattel not wanting to take advantage of all of that
exclusivity. Yeah.
So this Joker, he looks pretty cool. I'm still not going to get him because it's not.
That's Two-Face, isn't it?
Oh, Two-Face, yeah. It's not in the scale that I collect, so fortunately, not for me.
It's good.
Judge Dreads, I think he probably licensed DC Direct. DC, because apparently Mattel got that master license. Okay, so what about this 1/12 scale Conan figure?
Looks like he needs to take a dump.
Does it look like they were trying to make it look like Arnold a little bit?
What's
Something's off about the face sculpt with the.
It's the Frazetti or whatever. Yeah, I'm sure it'll come with alternate heads and stuff like that, but I think it looks pretty cool.
It does look good. Yeah. Sword's throwing me off because it's like
it's like hanging down off of his belt or something.
It's hanging off his linen.
Yeah.
It's gonna like clap the back of his thighs every time he runs.
Don't run. Yeah, don't run.
Has like it looks like it has like veins sculpted in all over the place. Pecs, biceps.
Well, he's built. That's why.
Well, no, I know he's
definitely.
All right. Nobody wants Conan. All right.
Not my thing.
Okay. And then they had these Scooby-Doo figures that came out. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And he had
Swinks.
I just think that, like, so I'm going to show you the 3. So they had these 3. This is I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids and the pesky dog that's not available.
Yeah, where's Scooby?
Exactly. I almost feel like Scooby should have been like right at the beginning with Shaggy.
Yeah.
Unless I missed him. But these are the only 3 that I saw. But each one of these guys is actually somebody in costume. And look, he even has Scooby snacks.
Yeah, Scooby snacks.
Maybe Scooby will come with Scrappy.
Oh, could be. Maybe. All right. Anyways, anybody picking these up?
Nah.
All right.
Not here. Oh, Dino's got the Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, he's going to pick up the villains.
Oh, yeah, the villains.
Yeah, the villains. Just because they're monsters. And he'll keep them in the monster form, right? Like the Mummy and then the Frankenstein or whatever. Daredevil, this is your chance to get another Daredevil figure or to pick one up if you missed it the first time.
Yes, please.
I pre-ordered this. I normally don't like the MCU figures, but I did like this one. I wish it had some of the other articulation, like in the toes and whatnot.
Sure.
But,
like Maximum series.
Well, no, I mean, I think some of the other more recent Daredevil figures have the toe articulation, like some of the other Spider-Man. But yeah, the Maximum series has it too. But I picked it up. I like this.
Yeah, the thing about this is there's definitely going to be a different color Daredevil coming, right? Because of his new outfit. So that'll be interesting to see like how that fits in.
Yeah.
Judge Dredge is saying the Mafex one just crushes it. Daredevil.
Guess I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, still looks pretty cool, but you can't be $25, right?
Yeah, I don't imports. I've been tempted, but
yeah. All right, and then Mondo 1/6 scale creature from the Black Lagoon. The pictures do look awesome.
Mondo has some really cool stuff, but yeah.
The thing is, if you get the 1/6 scale, which is a 12-inch figure, I have no place to ever recreate a picture like this. I don't have that big of a swamp anywhere.
It's more water than the entire state of California.
Yeah. Well, all right. They released the summer's water supply already. All right. And then I saw these on Big Bad Toy Store. These are the Donner parties. I think we probably showed them off before. What?
You get them, aren't you?
I am looking at this one just because I think he looks pretty cool.
I saw your post. That's why I asked.
Yeah. Yeah. I can pit this guy against the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
If he turns out to be much bigger than regular figures. So you have this guy, and then you have Apophis Legion, I guess. Undead dude. He looks pretty cool.
I like the other one better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. It's got kind of a... Is it supposed to be like a Frankenstein type?
I don't know if it's like
that first one.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's supposed to be like maybe like a zombie.
Well, this one.
Oh, this guy is definitely supposed to be like Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Yeah. I think he looks cool.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'll probably get that one. Passing the zombie guy, but I like my Frankenstein.
All right. So Judge Dredge is saying he hasn't gotten any Monster Force stuff, and I wasn't either at first because I got that red one and he kind of fell apart. I'm trying to look for it, but
was it directly?
Connor over at Fuller's Figures, he sent me one for my birthday. He had sent me that Sleepwalker or whatever, the Nightwalker one, and it turned out to be pretty sturdy. It's really well built. So now I got to start looking at these ones every time I go looking for figures. Oh, what the heck? Hold on. Oh, okay. I was like, what the heck happened?
Yeah, he's got some cool accessories too. That Donner Party one, like a beat
Yeah.
up machete, revolver.
Yeah, it looked like it was like a snub nose too. Yeah.
Lever action gun.
All right, so G.I. Joe. This picture was misleading to me because I feel like if they're gonna make it look like it glows, it should be glow in the dark, but they just conveniently used some.
Translucent. Yeah, lighting.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe there was some touch-ups that went on afterwards to make
I don't know
them-
how you could light this to get those translucent pieces to glow like that without touching it up.
That's why I
because
feel like there's
the other part the other parts of the figure would be a lot more well lit, right?
I would think so. That's why I feel like there was some touching up. Like I can add like a lighting effect to something like in the middle of the face or whatever, and then it will brighten up that thing. So I'm thinking there was some photoshopping going on to get that brightness, which I feel is a little bit misleading.
Hasbro's been doing that. Sometimes they Photoshop out when they release figures with pins.
Yeah.
Like they Photoshop out the pinholes.
Yeah, to me, I think that's not, legit, but whatever. He looks cool.
A higher price point too.
I think so because he's got all the extra accessories. I think they might be considering him a deluxe. Now I know this is available on the Walmart Collector Con on March 13th.
Yeah, they're doing 2 days for that, right? It's like Thursday and Friday, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then some images of this big gigantic bear. This guy was like what, $65 or something like that.
That's
I did not order it.
$64.99.
Yeah, even though the bear looks awesome and stuff like that, I just could not do it.
I mean, if you are still into the nostalgia of the show, I think this is a no brainer. Like you gotta get this. That mass. Everybody remembers the Mass Effect miniseries or whatever you want to call it.
The thing is, just the bear looks so cool. You know what I mean? Like,
and you get an extra head and a damage pad. You take the little part out and he's got a little meat underneath it.
I know that's the thing. Is like, we'll see. But the figure is so plain.
Saving $500.
Yeah, to me the figure is so plain though. You know what I mean? Like, he's got just the belt with the shoulder things. He doesn't have a full vest or anything, and yeah.
But he's got radioactive hands.
All right, well, yeah, I guess. I'm just nitpicking at this point. The retro Flint looks like he's going back to school, man.
He does look like he's ready. I gotta say that was one of my favorite Flints. I'll probably pick him up. They definitely did a different face sculpt on him.
They did. So your favorite Flint is the back to school Flint?
Is the back to school Flint? Yeah.
All right.
Back to school. Back to school to prove to Daddy that I'm not a fool.
Well, he does have a GI Bill to help him out, so it should be good. Cover Girl. This is way better than the other one.
Probably, yeah.
I think this was.
Does she have any accessories that pin into the back hole?
You probably plug one of the hands in there to hold the wrench.
No, I'm serious. Like, the wrench goes in the belt, pistol in the belt. Sledgehammer wouldn't. No sledgehammer would have a pin like that. A rifle might, but like, there's no like. Usually with those types of figures, there's like some type of strapping or whatnot, like a harness to. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, they all have a hole, don't they?
I think that's just a standard. Like, you can interchange, put a backpack from another figure on there or something like that if you wanted to.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was like a throwback because I'm pretty sure they all have the hole.
So I'm gonna get. I like this one. And then the firefighter, which is the it's like a deluxe. The problem is their photographer took all the cool pictures, so it's like I don't need them to take.
Left for you.
So, thanks. I mean, the only thing I can have him do is if I had the Engine of Vengeance or the ramen version or whatever, or even I guess mine that has the fiery wheels, he could be holding the fire extinguisher in the background, like just in case.
Or you could get like some bendy straws, like a fire hose.
Oh, that's true. You know how I made a fire hose for my my Die Hard figure was I took that white duct tape, the white one, and then I folded it over itself to make it like hollow, and then so I just got to do a really long one, and I can do a stop motion video of him running down the street rolling out the hose. All right, enough of that firefighter. Archangel.
Oh yeah, probably gonna have to.
This one you're gonna get, Dan?
Oh yeah.
I'm already mad at my X Force figures, so
I passed on that Angel, and I finally decided I was gonna go get it, and it was sold out.
Oh yeah. Sometimes it's like tough because like I wanted to get that Ghost Rider with the new Ghost Rider with the motorcycle, but I keep not doing it, and I know one day it's going to be like $150.
They're going to come out with a better one, like one with like a chopper like version of the motorcycle, though.
Maybe.
You gotta think.
Hopefully. Anyways, Archangel. I think he should come with a flight stand.
Yeah.
Especially with those massive wings.
It's probably an add-on tier.
Probably. Or you just have to buy that 3-pack of wings. I ordered the Marvel Select Archangel, but I want those wing blade effects too. That's Judge Dredd's. Oh, KCC Toys wants 3 firemen. They can go in anything. Oh, wait. I just want 3 firemen. They can go in anything superhero to GiJOE. Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah. You can put them in the background with like Sentinels destroying one of your dioramas.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that.
Rescuing people from Galactus. Okay, so then Valaverse had some new Action Force figures that they put up. This is the Crimson Shadow Infantry. Nobody's impressed with these, are they? Operator.
I can't bring myself to.
I just feel like the only difference, if you look at these 2 guys that were all new, the big difference is the paint, because the vest looks pretty much the same, right? The weapons are different, of course. So they put up 2 new figures, but they basically are just paint job repaints. So
the night vision is kind of cool.
Yeah. So do you want the green and black or the red and black? Anyways, all right.
I'd go for the red. But
even if I did get one, it'd be the red. Yeah.
The Nacelle series, Nacelle store has the pre-orders up for these Star Trek figures. These are like the ones that are like 5 or 6 inches or whatever they are. The other day, what I did was I posted close-ups of the hands for both of these figures because I feel like the hands are the same hands. Right? So either she is in an episode of Seinfeld or he has lady hands.
Or maybe that it just makes her look.
And then why does he come with a washing machine?
Is that a fish tank?
Yeah, I think it's something like that, some sort of thing. But it looks like a front load washer.
Yeah, no interest. Star Trek.
What?
Oh yeah, your Valaverse guy did look like a Firefly.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Oh, he's saying a Toys R Us exclusive. I got to go see now. I'm going to go look them up after this. Anyways, here's a couple of the more nacelle stores. There is Sulu, and of course, it was pointed out to me by UK Toy that I should be getting the Sulu figure because he comes with a cup.
That's true.
The problem is he only comes with 1 cup, not 3 cups.
They do look good.
Then I was trying to figure out, is that cup holding hand like unique to him? So like, is he the only one that comes with a cup holding hand?
Sure, you could probably do that with any like trigger hand, right?
Yeah, maybe. And he comes in, and she comes here with whatever comes with it. Looks like some sort of a. That's not a fish tank, is it? That's like a plant sample or something. Never mind.
Looks like a flower.
Tuvix, yeah. All right, and then they showed this off at Toy Fair. This was the James T. Kirk. So finally, like a mainline figure, but is that from Star Trek 3? No. What's the one where they search for Spock?
Looks a little too young.
Or do you think that's from the Wrath of Khan, or does he like not look old enough, or looks too old?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know whichever one would be older, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I mean,
barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah,
come on, you're gonna have to watch all your Star Trek later, Eric. All right, and here is a big line of figures from the nacelle. That this guy right here is from the first Star Trek movie. He's the one that dies in the engine room. He stayed by his post, Captain. Then you got Jonathan Archer there in the middle. He was captain of the first Enterprise. They look pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to be... If I did, I'd be very selective.
Get like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I might have to 1 just to see how they are. You know what I mean? Like, anyways.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. They are good. They look good.
Yeah,
good figure.
All right, so finally, this is going to be on March 13th. I've been looking forward to this one. I actually want this more than that Maximum Series Spider-Man, to be completely honest. And this is going to be available at the CollectorCon on the 13th, along with these other figures. Is that Kit Fisto there?
Yeah.
And then
a 501st Trooper, but it's called Tactical Ops Trooper.
So are you going to get both of those, Eric?
I'll get some updated 501st, but I have Kit Fisto.
Okay, so you won't get the tactical guys, you'll just order some 501st?
Well, no.
I'm just messing with you.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I will probably get that Crystal Ball. It just looks like a cool villain.
The Crystal Ball?
Yeah. I don't collect much classified series, but...
And you're not interested in Spidey there?
You like that one.
The Spider-Man or the Crystal Ball?
Crystal Ball.
Oh.
I think it looks cool. I'll pick that up. But,
yeah.
I don't have an attachment to this Spider-Man, and I have one of the Maximum series on pre-order. So
I think my thing is because I remember watching that Spider-Man show in the 70s. Yes, Northern Nomad called me an old man. Yes, I was alive when it aired on TV, and I watched it along with some other TV shows that are probably that old.
Well, I'm sure that's going to be probably one of the most, if not the most popular figure of the bunch.
You think so?
Is releasing that Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if that figure does well, I'm just hoping they do that old TV show Captain America. That they do.
God, with a giant like helmet, motorcycle helmet.
Have you guys watched any of the film?
I've seen clips on YouTube.
So
it looks ridiculous.
There's one scene where like he slides down the handrail of some stairs.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And then there's a dude with like a knife, and he throws his shield, and it like goes up and comes back and it hits the guy from behind, but the shield moves so slow, like ooh, and then when it hits him, it literally is like ooh, and then the guy like overacts and falls to the ground.
I mean, what 70s television, right?
Oh my gosh, that was the best, man.
Wow.
And then I would look forward to like a Lou Ferrigno Hulk, right, with maybe like a proper David Banner, you know, from that, and
shaggy coat Thor, or the shaggy vest Thor. Yeah.
Why have we not seen that?
What?
Why have we not seen a Lou Ferrigno Hulk?
That's a good question. Maybe they just
wonder if there's like license or image rights.
I almost think it's got to be.
Like maybe at that time Marvel doesn't own the actual rights to the original the TV show Hulk because it's owned by whoever made it for CBS or something like that.
I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah. He was in one. Which one was he in? He was it the one with Eric Bana?
I think so.
He was a security guard.
Yeah. And he was talking to Stan Lee, I think, too.
I think they used his voice for some of the Hulk groans or something like that, right? Like he's credited as being like a voice of the Hulk. That's why I was trying to argue with the Guinness's Book of World Records that claimed that Wesley Snipes in Blade, he was the longest running live action Marvel character, but I argued that it should be Lou Ferrigno because Lou Ferrigno was the Hulk in the 70s and then was still the Hulk in that movie. Even though he didn't play the Hulk, he voiced the Hulk in a live action movie. So I think that should count.
He was in. Oh, was he in both?
I haven't seen Lou Ferrigno in anything since I Love You, Man. He was. I'm not sure. Have either of you seen that?
I haven't seen it.
It was Paul Rudd and was it Jason Segel from like 10 years ago or something like that. Yeah. Funny movie.
Anyways, that's all I had for the stuff that I was able to find on the interwebs before we got started. Is there anything you guys want to talk about?
Oh, Northern Nomad's asking who all is on my shirt. This is from a company called Roosevelt's, RSVLTS. This is a shirt they had a while ago. I don't know. It's got Genie, Peter Pan, Mr. Toad, Robin Hood, the Dalmatians, Cheshire Cat, Cogsworth and Lumiere, the witch from Snow White, Baloo, Khan, King Louis, Stitch. Who else is? I'm sure there's something else. Dumbo, it looks like. Mushu. I'm sure there are more. Mickey, Genie. Yeah. It's very busy. It's very busy. Fox and the Hound.
Yeah, it is.
What's most impressive is you didn't just say, "Oh, this guy from the Robin Hood, this guy from that." You actually knew their names.
Oh, I like Disney. You can tell.
Oh, I can tell. All right. Anybody else? Anything?
No, not really.
All right. I think we'll just wrap it up then.
Gotta get Daredevil in tonight.
What do you mean?
Oh yeah, he's gonna catch up to episode 2.
Yeah, watching Daredevil. I think what am I watching? Probably reruns of the Waltons again. We've been watching them, and I'm actually like, wow, this show is really good.
I'm watching the TV or the short series of the Ninja Turtles on Paramount Plus that came out last year in the same style as the recent movie.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't see that.
Mayhem, yeah,
crazy animation.
Yeah, so it's all right. Slogging through it, so.
I haven't seen any real. I mean, like, is it Reacher? I'm watching Reacher, but I'm all caught up, so there's nothing nothing to do until next week.
Oh, Mythic Quest is in the guts of its current season on Apple. I love that show. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, tell me what it's about first before I delve into it.
Mythic Quest. It's made by Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny. The guy who plays Mac in It's Always Sunny. He plays a guy who started a video game studio, like a World of Warcraft type game, and it's like it's a comedy that takes place in the scene of like in a video game studio.
So is there any like imagination type stuff where they like are in the game, or
there are cutscenes that look like they're cutscenes from the game, but that's just more like B-roll transition like footage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a funny show. I like it. If you
the one I'm waiting for, I don't know if it's hit Netflix yet, is they have the show called Black Mirror, and they had an episode called the USS McAllister or whatever. And since Eric's not a fan of Star Trek, I will just tell to all the Star Trek fans out there, it's basically about a guy who makes like video games, but he's created this like virtual game where you put on like a headset and you get totally immersed. And he's created like this spaceship, the USS McAllister, and it's kind of like the Enterprise or whatever. But he's taken DNA from like all of his coworkers and put them in this game, so they're actually alive in this game, like sentient. And he forces them to do whatever he wants, right? Like it's his will or whatever. And then after the end of the one episode that because it's like a Twilight Zone, so it's not the same episodes every week. They sort of break free of his control or whatever. But apparently there's a follow-up to that episode in the new season, and I haven't seen that. If it's been up yet, I gotta go look for that, because I'm not getting like my notifications like, hey, this is, you watched the show and this is new. I haven't seen that in a while, but all right.
Sorry, you know what I finally got around to watching, since it's on Netflix now, the third Venom movie. Oh, that's so bad. It's so bad.
You got to take it with a grain of salt, man. You know.
No, I know.
You know what? It's better than Madam Web.
Yes.
You know
that it is.
That's a plus. That is a plus.
But yeah, I was definitely.
If you just fast forward to the very end fight scene, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's some funny stuff in between, but
maybe the plane scene is kind of cool too.
They are bouncing all over the place.
Yeah.
Anything.
All right. All right. I think we're done. Anyways, thanks for everybody hanging out with us for hour and a half or so on a Saturday afternoon. Talk about toys. We'll be back next week on the Toy Duo team. Roll the music.
When you have a plastic addiction and your shelves are overflowing, when you don't know what new is coming, but you fear you might miss out, just sit right back, just relax and watch you listen. The Toy Duo team brings you what you need. With the toy news you didn't know you need.